Hello. I'm sitting here on the roof of the compost barn. There's a very fine rain. I can there's almost no way you'll see it on the camera, but it's kind of just, it was a moment ago, I was running at this angle, and now it's, by the time I said it, it had been here at the beginning of the sentence, then it was here, now it's here, and kind of see the lines shifting in the breeze. Anyway, it's very, very, very fine, it's finer than a fork's tines. You might imagine a certain distance between the droplet path, and this is a little more like a fine-tooth comb or brush. So the interesting thing for me at the moment is how it's just almost pricking the skin, but in a million places. So I think this meditation would be a lot better without clothes, or with much less clothes. In other words, more skin showing. But we have a farm full of workers at the moment, so they might not appreciate me on the compost barn without any clothes talking to my camera. But I'm just kind of adjusting my sleeves a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of sense of the view from the top of the compost barn. So we still have the post-cyclonic weather effects. So anyway, I'm using this rain as a reminder of the bounds that I create, notably the bounds between self and other. So the rain is very accurately describing, for me, the beginning of my sense of other, and the beginning, generally speaking, of one sense of self. And so I'm not going to try and correct that, or even grandilify it. I'm not trying to transcend it or philosophize about it. I'm just recognizing the fact that we tend to bound self and other with the skin. And this very fine rain that has a slight pricking sensation, it's very sort of gentle needle-like. It's just constantly all over my skin, slightly different directions. And there's really not a moment that I'm not feeling it. So I'm kind of hyper aware of my skin, but in a pleasant way, unlike maybe with a rash. I'm hyper aware of your skin, but certainly focused on the dukkha. So this is a nice enlivening thing. It's very alive to feel the rain and to see the wind, and watch the clouds racing by, which I'm guessing, don't register on this. It's probably just white. And so the meditation is really just my continually scanning the skin. So whenever I become aware of a particular area, let's say here, for whatever reason, it's a little prickier, I was trying to extend the awareness from there, like the ripples would extend concentrically from the point at which a thrown rock breaks the surface of the lake. So whenever my mind kind of gets drawn, which usually feels like a meditative error, whenever it gets drawn to, ooh, that's really cool, or a little extra wet, or a deeper droplet, or whatever. Whenever that happens, rather than scolding myself and starting over and wishing I was better, just using that as a focus, like that's the drop, broke the surface, the reflective surface of the pond. But those ripples will naturally follow the skin. So I use my imperfect meditation to deepen the meditation I'm doing. which is to explore the believed bounds of self and other. So it's interesting because I can just let my mind wander. I don't sort of have a sense of meditating perfectly or well. I'm being a bad meditator, you know? But when I'm made aware newly of the skin or some part of the skin, it kind of returns me to an exploration of those bounds. So I'm not waiting for that sensation. I'm not staring in my mind to a patch of skin. I'm just feeling the rain kind of essentially over my whole body. For whatever reason, we tend to develop a sense of self that's bounded by the skin, and develop a sense of other that's also bounded by our skin. There's a deep part of me that's sure that's a mistake. But it's nice to visit the scene of the crime, as it were, and see what there really is to be seen there, or felt there, experienced there, lived there, noticed. So I'm breathing, knowing full well I'm a poor meditator, and the rain is helping to remind me of my continual demarcation line, the place where the outside world meets the inside world. And you may have developed some insight of self in this, which can often lead to some sincere and authentic compassion. So, this is a nice meditation of self and self's understanding of other that can lead to first guest appearance on the meditation is a couple of the workers. So that real sense of sincere, authentic compassion can really stem from a deeper understanding of the supposition of self and other that regularly occurs. So I'm just coming down the stairs. I'm using that as my kind of return from the meditation, sort of descending to the earth. For you, you might feel into the feet. You may feel into the feet. You may take a few deep breaths. You may palmarly circumambulate the lower dantian. But there you have it. So, thank you.